I wouldn't mind meeting the Critical Role staff, cast and the Dimension 20 cast. I would like to meet all them. I feel like Brennan and I
Yeah.
would be really good friends. So we're both gingers. We both have the weirdest, most obscure knowledge about stuff no one should know about.
If someone looked into both of your search histories, you'd probably both be on lists.
Oh, I'm sure I'm on a watch list. What did I most recently look up that was strange? Oh, shoot. We just talked about this today or yesterday, Abby. I don't remember what it was. Some weird thing that I looked up.
I don't know. All I can think of is the thing that I told you to look up, and you said, no, I have enough weird stuff on my phone.
Let's see, the most recent thing I think I've looked up is I've looked up an abandoned cult compound and looked at its locations and, like, sale records of the properties.
You look at the guy?
No, it's just... I listened to a scary story, and the person talked about the new owners being creepy of this place, and I looked up that, and then I looked up the effects of not sleeping versus insanity.
One thing. Have you guys heard of the new thing Universal's doing? This kind of horror and stuff like that brought me to this. I don't know if you guys know, Universal does Fright Fests. So like they do like haunted
They're
houses
doing the new.
So they're doing a fan fest now. Like, and I don't know if they're doing it in Orlando, but I know they're doing it in California. But what they're going to be doing is like setting up the town square for Back to the Future, and they're going to stage it like it was Back to the Future. So like Marty and like other characters will be like walking around, and you can go interact with them. And they also are doing like a D&D area. They're doing a full bridge from Star Trek and like several other things. And it's just like, how much money am I going to spend on maybe going out to LA for this?
That sounds cool.
Okay, write that down. Must go out to
Write
LA.
that down. You're gonna want to look into that. All right, I got my books. I've got my dice. I've got me tray, and I've got 2 extra pencils because I seem to always flip them and fling it. So I've got 2 as a backup. Well, as backups. I'm sure I'm going to lose all 3 tonight. I probably will.
I have not taken a single note for this entire thing. And I plan on keeping it that way. Because if there's something I don't know, I'm just going to push Brent's character forward and be like, here, leader, take charge. And it works perfectly.
Yeah, he's still scared of taking charge a little bit.
Alrighty, let's do this. Come into my story web. That is just me. Excuse me to crack my fingers because they're all stiff and hurting. Okay. To the awkwardness of deciding who is going to speak first. Shall we move forward with that? With that said, how's it going, everyone? My name is Chris, and we are the Quaternity of Dice. I am the game master for our Pathfinder game that we are playing this evening, and for almost every evening that we do our videos, because we only play Pathfinder. So go figure. Right now we are doing a playtest, the Impossible playtest, showcasing 2 new classes to the game, the Necromancer and the Runesmith, and we're mixing it up a little bit with the old Battlecry playtest that we missed before we started our channel, which adds another 2 classes. It adds the Guardian and the Commander. And so each of the 4 players is playing one of those 4 classes. And speaking of 4 players. There are 4 of you, which means you must be the 4 players. If you weren't, that would be weird, wouldn't it? So, 4 players, introduce yourselves in any order.
Hello out there, everyone in internet land. Name is Jalen J. Perez, and I'll be playing Bales, the rough and tough guardian minotaur who's ready for some action and ready to make some names, or rather, take some names and kick some butt. There we go.
Hold on, let me go get the actual player. Hi, my name's Brent. I'm playing. Yeah.
That was some
My
Clark
name is Brent
Kent
Andrews
stuff
Gavin.
right
I am
there.
playing as Ironroot, and I am playing the commander class. It's taking a lot of getting used to, but I think Ironroot might be ready to take a lead, but he's I think he's nervous.
Hey, I'm Abby. I'm playing Runesmith dwarf named Leliana, and she's just kind of sitting back, watching all of these weirdos.
Hello, my name is Blake. I'm playing Doc Willem. I am one of those weirdos that was referred to. I'm also the one who is pushing our commander forward because he doesn't want to. So I am doing his job for him by pushing him forward.
Hey, Doc Willem, is that your hand or is that someone else's hand?
Let's say both.
I don't like the sounds of that.
I was going to say you don't like
it was
this.
someone else's, but then it's I came into possession of it by reasonable means. Just they gave me a bit of a hand, and I just took it.
Anyway, viewers, we are, as I said, playing a little playtest. We do have our standard campaign that will be coming back as soon as this playtest is over. I think probably only 1 or 2 more episodes of this, and then we should be back to the main campaign. There might be a small hiatus between this and our main campaign, and we'll fill that with other videos just to keep things going for everyone that's watching. But we are doing this playtest in the homebrew setting in which we played, called Inglyria, which there will be videos about that. And I think I made this joke to the others at one point, but I feel like every time that I say that, I should have a little electric shock until it actually happens. But nevertheless, they will come eventually. I promise. I do. But we'll also do some videos talking about the characters we played, giving a little bit of a review for each of the different classes that are on here. And if you're watching, you've missed your opportunity, but today, the 31st of January, is the last day to do a survey about the new classes. So hopefully that everyone that did want to put one of those in did do it. I did. I put one for both of them. With all that said, for me, I think I'm done talking for the moment. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe out there, and please do.
Anybody else?
Make sure you follow us on all our social media, Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. The links are in the description below.
Sounds good.
And please leave us some comments. Let us know what you're thinking of any of this playtest, or even anything that you hope you want to see in the future. We are still trying to figure out a little bit of everything, and we're getting there.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah. We'll have some stuff that's not just us playing. Some other stuff. We'll get there. But, with all that said, I think we've talked enough, and I think we can get started with our actual game tonight. What does everybody else think on that? So, without further ado, we'll do our opening, and we'll see you on the other side. Or will we? And we're back. So, last couple of sessions, these 4 characters had gathered together by use of a mysterious patron who was calling you all together to look into an old ruin that was rumored to have been found in the northern prefecture of Forran Island, a mostly nature preserve-ish area with 2 large cities on either end of the island prefecture. A very, very cold place. You guys are being sent to see if this actually exists, and if so, catalog it slightly. Take some notes, give some direction on it, and make sure it's safe. You're being given this notion by the Grand University, the biggest college in Crown Ruler City, the capital of the Republic. Along the way from where you started on, a port city of Hookhandle, you guys took a boat, to this island prefecture. It was attacked by some pirates, and you guys made very handy work of them. And then they left. And a couple that survived left because they were overwhelmed. Nevertheless, you guys have made it onto Forran Island Prefecture, into the city of Forran, and looked around for a little bit. And you went to I do believe, the Hunters Guild, because the group that had supposedly found this ruin were a group of hunters that were spending a holiday just casually hunting in the area, and they stumbled upon it. So you went there looking for information. They didn't inherently have any, but they said they know of the hunting party and sent you to 2 different hotels in town in which they could have been staying. One is infamous, that has the sewer back into it at low tide for some reason, and they weren't there. But the other inn, which is a normal inn, normal by your standards, was okay. And the hunters actually happened to be there. You guys questioned them for a little bit, trying to figure out what they knew, what they didn't know. And they were a bit skeptical about telling you guys information because they were afraid they were going to get laughed at. Because a lot of people have been telling them, oh, you're just full of crap, you don't know what you're talking about. But also because they felt strange in that place, and they thought something was wrong with it. And so they were kind of looking out for you, but also themselves. However, they gave you as much information as they could, and they even told you a roundabout direction of where it is. And that's kind of where we left off. So what they had told you location-wise is that it's about a 4 to 5 day travel outside of the city, if you're going mostly a straight shot. But they warned you that if you went shorter distance, there's a large thicket, a large part of the forest that's dangerous. It's tightly packed in with trees. There's patches of large snow, and they've always said it felt heavy in there, and they were being watched. And so you could go that direction. It's a bit more difficult, but straighter shot, less time. But they said there's a second way you can go, which is a longer way. You could go around this forest and come in from a different direction, and that would take you almost a week extra time. It's a little safer by their standards, but just longer. And I think you guys were kind of debating whether you wanted to take the shorter route or the longer route when we ended off. So, you guys also talked about maybe potentially going for some shopping to get some rations. I think one of you even mentioned getting snowshoes. And so...
Also, I'd like to buy a tent.
Yes, a tent would be helpful as well. And so, at this point, we kind of start back in right where you guys are still in the inn after you've just spoken with the group of hunters. They are off doing their own thing. They're still hanging around in case you have any lingering questions from them. But, nevertheless, you guys are kind of set to your devices. You can choose what to do or what not to do. At this point, it is about noonish in the day.
Can I get the names of the hunters just to get that out there?
Yes. Let me pull out my notes. I should have that written down. pages.
Actually, did I? So I did take some notes. Not a lot, but some. But I do not have that.
No, I don't think they gave you their names. I don't think anybody asked, actually.
That's why I'm asking now if I can get their names.
Yeah, I don't have it written down in this notebook. It's gotta be my other notebook. Go through memory banks. There are 3 humans, there's 1 elf, and there is a halfling.
Mhm.
The elf is named Satoshi. Satoshi. The humans, one is named Philip. You can take it or leave it, whichever one you want. One's name is Eric. One's name is Braun. B-R-A-U-N. And the halfling. If I remember correctly from the one notebook that my note is in on their names, the halfling is named. I think it's Derek.
Gotcha. I'm getting this down. Alright, I'm gonna go up to Ironroot and ask him if we have time to pick up supplies. Personally, I put my vote down for the shortest route, but I want to pick up a tent, some food, and some snowshoes.
That's fine with me. I mean, I was thinking of the longer route only because we don't know what we're going to encounter. But if you feel confident going through the shorter route, why not? I like confidence in my men and my group.
Good save.
Alright, I'm ready to go.
Alright, so...
Doc, Liliana, you guys ready to go?
Oh, you know, I always like to have a leg ahead. Or
I have...
is it the head ahead?
Oh, wait, you're finished.
I don't remember. But yes, I think I'm good to go.
Okay. I was incorrect about the halfling's name. The note has been found. His name is Thurmond.
Gotcha.
Thurmand.
Thurman.
Thurmond the Thermos.
Right. So, here's the deal about where you guys are at. It's cold. Obviously, you guys have been in it. It's very cold. Getting out of the city, you're going to potentially incur a problem with the cold. You're going to find temperatures of anywhere between 13 degrees and 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And so, after 4 hours of travel, if you keep moving after the 4 hours, you're going to be fatigued. So, do you guys want to have it be you move 4 hours per day, then set up and rest for the night, or do you want to go the full 8 hours each day and then rest and get rid of the fatigue condition once you fall asleep?
So what you can say is the weather is bone chilling.
Yes.
Boo.
But that was a good one. I have the leg and everything.
Right. So, how do you guys want to handle your travels?
Lita,
Well,
what do you say?
Sorry, got distracted for a second. My desk malfunctioned.
That's
My
what they
phone
call
smacked
that
off of
these days.
something, and it just started going up.
Yeah, that's what they call that these days. My desk malfunctioned.
I don't know what this desk you're talking about is, but
All
I
right.
might want to get that checked.
Aren't you a doctor?
So,
I guess you could call me one. Sure. You need a checkup too?
Not unless I'm dying.
see, based on Doc Will,
Are you?
that sounds like a threat. Do you want to check up?
You know, those horns are pretty nice up there. I don't have a pair myself.
Yep. And they're gonna stay up here as long as I live.
Okay,
Alright,
sounds great.
so, with your guys' distance you need to go, because the hunters have given you guys a rough estimation on the map. If you travel 8 hours per day, you can go a total of 16 miles, I do believe, per day. Is that right?
Yes.
But if you're only traveling for 4 hours, you can only do 8 miles. If you were able to, if you traveled the full 8 hours and went 16 miles per day, it would take you 3 days to get to where they're saying this thing was found. If you travel at half the speed, it will take you 6 days. 5 and then a little bit.
What do you say, leader? Personally, I think we should, if we're going the short route, we can deal with the 4-day rule. Or if we want to make sure we get in and out, I go with the short route and then the full 16.
I say we don't exhaust ourselves. I say we do we take a break when we need to and take the short route.
Okay.
So the 4 hours.
Travel 4 hours per day, go the short route. Takes a little. It'll take you a little bit over. You'd be able to get there on 5 days, but you'd get there like at the end of the day of your travels. So you'd end up being fatigued adventuring further on after that. So if you want to avoid being fatigued, 6 days for sleeping. All right. So you guys wanted to gather some supplies. I think you guys wanted to get enough rations to satisfy your guys' needs throughout the time period. And somebody wanted to buy a tent. And then somebody also mentioned buying snowshoes. If you wanted to buy a tent, a 4-person tent will cost you 5 gold pieces. If you want rations that will last a week, that will be 4 silver pieces. And if you want snowshoes, it's 10 gold for a pair of
I'm fine with that.
So, anyone that buys any of those items, just let me know and mark off the money from your sheet.
All 3 for me, and I'm marking it off.
Easy to do. There are no crazy, weird NPCs that run shops in this city, so I'm not going to make you guys roleplay just talking to normal blokes. That's no fun. But you're able to gather your supplies and head towards... are you guys going to travel for the 4 hours today since it's only about 1 o'clock after you've done your shopping?
Actually, if we do the 8 hours and we all rest at night, then we're fine.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
Long rest, it gets rid of the fatigue. The only issue would be if you run into a problem during that 4 hours in which you are fatigued.
I don't think we will.
So now you're making me want to.
Famous last words. I don't think so.
Hey, bring it
Yeah.
on, man.
If you're all good for it, I say we do the 8 hours.
Yeah, I think the fatigue condition is only going to give you guys a -1 penalty to AC and saving throws. So it's not debilitating,
It'd be no problem if our defender does his job.
Right.
Just saying.
So that's your goal. Travel for 8 hours. Get fatigued after 4, and then take a rest for the night.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So it'll take you 3 days to get there. Getting to the edge of the city. Are you guys leaving now? Going from it's gonna be about 1 o'clock till 9 o'clock in the evening.
Yep. Once we get
Yep.
the shopping done, just start leaving.
Perfect. Getting to the edge of the city, there is a gate, a large, like almost like a drawbridge type gate. It's a portcullis. That's what it is, portcullis. That leads to the area beyond. There is a guard stationed who just, basically asks you what you guys are doing, and if you tell him you're investigating a rumor or, doing a small bit of hunting. As long as you're not outwardly admitting or giving shadiness that you're going to hurt the environment, that's all they really care about, because it is somewhat of a nature preserve outside of the gates, and they don't want it to be disturbed. So as long as you're not giving off the notion you're going to do that, you're fine. However, if you do give that notion, they are not going to let you pass. But
Yeah, I just let them know that we're going out to look into rumor that we had heard, and just nothing else.
easy peasy.
Totally nothing going on.
What?
Nothing's going on, of course.
See, now I feel
Kinda.
like that's a deception roll.
Yeah.
But he
You brought
believes
that
you
on
at
yourself,
large. He
Doctor.
understands you're not gonna be attacking random animals for no reason or destroying the environment. They're fairly concerned. It's pretty easy to suss out people that are up to nefarious, neat deeds.
Yeah, we're not gonna start any wildfires or anything.
Alright, so they let you through the gate, and outside of the gate of the city is tight, as I described when you first entered. The buildings here are very close together to keep in warmth. The entire city is surrounded by a wall, because they want to physically separate it from the nature of the outside. That way it's protected. But once they open that door, it's almost like everything just stops. It's just... If you remember whenever the kids leave the wardrobe in the Narnia books, it's just that. It's 1 second you're in civilization, and the next it's just nothing. It's just snow, plains, with some small rolling hills off in the distance to the east, and then the southeast, a little farther off, you can see the forest that these hunters were talking about. Mostly everything else around you is just plains covered in snow. Through talking to people, they did tell you that there is a road, a small road, like a dirt road, that connects this city all the way to the city on the other side of the prefecture. But they said don't rely on it, because it's often covered with snow, and they don't really do a good job uncovering it, because that requires effort and interaction with the natural world, and they don't want to do that. And so, yeah, as soon as that gate is opened, it had been snowing when you guys first arrived. It's a little bit before you guys arrived, but it's covered. There's no notion of there being a road on the ground. So if anyone wants to try to suss it out, they can do a quick survival roll. Leliana, I think this would be best suited for you, not only because I think you've established you have the best survival, but you also have prior knowledge because you've been here before.
Okay. That is a 3 plus 11, so 14.
14.
Yep.
I'll give you a status bonus of 2 because you've been here before. And so, what'd you say it was 13 or 14?
14, so 16.
16. Okay. Yeah. You actually needed that because you wouldn't have made it otherwise. And I should have said that before. I'm not trying to throw you a bone. I'm trying to be honest, but you've been here, so you should know. Yeah, so I was looking for 15. And so poking around a little bit and, not trying to dig in the snow too hard, but just giving a slight, push with your foot here and there, you can kind of suss out where the tracks are, where the, not tracks, but like the gravel part, the dirt part. And you're actually able to see minor variations in the snow versus the dirt path and the grass of what would be grass. And so you're able to find this path and follow it. The hunters had told you guys that you'd have to follow the road a little bit and then veer off a bit to get to the forest. And so now you're able to. Your first 8-hour travel for the day. We can kind of skip through this because you see snow. That's it. It's just a snowy ground. There's not a whole lot to see, not a whole lot to go on. Every once in a while, you see some animals scoot by. You see some caribou in large herds. You see a moose or two off in the distance at one point. There's a moment whenever you see a quick fox run by, and they're a bit closer than you're used to because they don't feel as endangered here because they don't often interact with people. But nevertheless, at the end of your 8 hours, yes, you do get the fatigue condition, but nothing happens, so you guys are totally fine. You're able to set up a decent camp for the night. Get some food in your bellies and whatnot, your rations. Put your tent together, and it's a nice night. It's very, very clear, no clouds whenever you get to your first night. And for your first night, are you guys all sleeping at the same time? Do you want to set up a watch system?
I'll take the first watch.
Okay. How long are you guys going to be sleeping? It's about 9 o'clock whenever you get there. When would you wake up?
I'd say probably as long as we can all get enough for 8 hours to get a long rest.
12.
Probably sunrise.
Okay, sunrise here will be about 8:30. Nights are pretty long at this time of the year. If you get there around 9, if you guys want to do 12 hours, then that way you can each have a 3-hour block.
I'm good with that.
If that's what you guys want to
Sound
do, it's your choice.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay.
I'll take the second one.
So, Bales will be first, then Ironroot, who's going third?
I'll go fourth.
So they'll be on a third. Okay. Now let me ask, you've got 2 more nights after this. Would you guys do the same system?
Yeah, I feel like that just cuts it, makes it so much
Unless
more
there was a
simple.
reason to change, we'd do the same, I think.
That makes sense to me. Let's do this to make it easier. Everyone give me a perception roll at the exact same time.
Okay, that's better. I used my hero point to have a better roll.
Right off the bat.
I rolled a 4 plus 8, so it would have been 12.
Dirty
Instead, I
20.
rolled same.
Okay, you got 20s for both of you.
I also used my hero point, so I got a 15 plus 9, so 24.
Okay. And what did Doc get?
I sleep all the way through. There's no fourth watch.
The zombies. He's gonna place a zombie right outside.
He's a heavy sleeper.
So you get woken up for your watch and then fall back to sleep.
What watch would there be? The 3 should be enough for the full set. If I
That'd
do
be
my
9
math
hours, but we
correctly.
still have 3 hours left until sunrise.
Is that? Are you doing 3 hours and not 4? Because then that'd be 4 shifts, but that's fine. Then I thought we were doing the normal 3. That's my fault.
Well, it's whatever you guys wanted to do.
I thought we were just doing.
It's 12 hours
I
to
mean-
do as an overnight, so you could split it into 3 or 4 3-hour sessions or 3 4-hour sessions.
I will
I mean,
roll
it would be
perception.
fitting.
I will do 4th watch.
Yeah, I think
I'll wake up
I
early.
misunderstood.
I misunderstood too. So I'm used to the usual 4-hour watch. I'm not used to these 3-hour watches.
All right, so
said perception is going to be a 19 plus 19 plus 10, so 29.
Ah, it's... All right. And so, what I'm going to do is, I think that this would make sense, and I'm just going to apply that over all 3 nights, because this is not going to be inherently a dangerous area. It's mostly just wildlife doing its thing. With one of you watching, animals that could be out there, anything super dangerous, they're not going to be paying much attention, especially because you have a fire going, and they don't get often groups of people, but at least some of the animals are well enough, spatially aware enough to be like, I'm not going to mess with that over there. Although some might be curious. But over the course of the nights, you guys notice a few different things, and Liliana, this might be a bit different from you because you're used to it. The other 3, I don't know if you guys are used to the super cold like this. But sitting out and just kind of, relaxing in the night air and watching, a few things become different. One is how quiet it is. The snow is not letting much sound bounce, and so you're hearing every little twig snapping nearby. But like anything further than just the immediate area, no, you're not hearing it. So you're just hearing yourselves, and it eventually starts to, you hear your little, intricacies, like little quirks you do, like slight movements. You can hear and both feel your skin cracking in the cold and your clothing moving, and you become hyper aware of your own senses. At certain points, you can even slightly hear your heart beating in your chest because it's so quiet. It's also dark around you because there's no light besides just your fire. But then once you move away from the fire and get away from that light pollution of your own fire, if you look away from it, it's almost, how best to describe it, it's jarring, because with that no longer providing a light in your face, you can now see far. There's nothing else stopping you from seeing, because there's just super bright stars. In the cities, you don't get crazy large star patterns because of all the pollution, the light pollution of the towns. There's some swaths of wilderness where you can get this, but out here it's much different. It's much clearer. There are certain points where all of you can end up seeing different borealis changes in the sky. These wavy carpet patterns of greens and yellows and blues and pinks. But nevertheless, your guys' watches are mostly uneventful. Mostly easy. Let's just put it that way. Except the last night. The last night that you guys would have been resting before arriving at this large wooded thicket. A noise breaks through the silence of the night. And with a 29, you're going to be very aware of this. It's the sound of running, of some kind of animal pushing its way through the snow. But throughout the last couple of nights, you've heard caribou, you've heard moose, you've heard foxes, as I said, and they don't make this noise. It's almost an attempt to be quiet, but you're cutting through that, and and pinpointing the notions. And it's this sound. It's big sounding. It's meaty sounding, heavy, and it comes not towards you guys, but at least somewhere nearby in the periphery, within like maybe 300, 400 yards. That's how close you're hearing it, or how far you're hearing it, I should say. And then it disappears. It stops, and you don't hear it continue on. It just kind of is done, and that's your last night. And it's near whenever you're getting ready to have everybody else wake up, like early morning, I should say, instead of night. And so you can do with that information what you want. If you think there's a danger, you can wake the others up. If you want to investigate it, you can. It's kind of up to you how you want to handle it. But let's see. Nevertheless, nothing else happens after that point. And I'm sure you can all wake up ready to get as close as possible to this area. Whenever you were all kind of at the point of waking up together, you realize you're just as from the opposite direction of that sound that you had heard. You're a couple hundred yards away from this wooded thicket. And so, are you guys? You did say you're going the shorter route, correct? Towards the dangerous part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty much where you are. This wooded area. Once you finally get a good, daytime look at it, as the hunter said, the trees are close. And I mean, there are other wooded areas in the rest of the Republic, on other continents, and you've seen some trees grow close together. But this is wholly different. Not often do you see almost every single tree with a max gap of like 2 feet or even less. These trees were growing like on top of one another, basically, in some sections. And there are also some sections where you can squeeze through relatively easily. And it's almost a wonder of how are these trees getting light if they're growing so close together. Just a weird question. But then looking in between the trees, it's dark. These are evergreen trees and some slight deciduous trees, but not much. It's mostly just evergreens. And it's making everything in the inside of the forest dark. Once you guys have your camp all the way torn down and your stuff packed and ready to go, you can begin searching for a section to enter the forest. And you do end up finding a part where you can, after scanning these close-knit parts, kind of go down the tree line a little bit, and you end up finding a gap that's big enough that you can actually move through. A gap that's roughly like 10 feet wide. It's actually quite dark because of how different it is. It's less in here. And getting into this thicket, I'm gonna keep your roll from this morning, that 29. You hear that noise again. But this time, as that running sound happens, you hear it split into 2 different directions. Almost like they're trying to, whatever this thing is, wherever these things are trying to not flank, but like a phalanx almost around you. And they are getting closer at this point. So the opportunity, the moment is stay and see what these things are, or dart into the thicket.
Okay, so it definitely seems like 2 things. It's I'm going to create 2 thralls. One in each separate directions where I feel like each one's going.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I will place out the decoys.
Alright. the rest of you, would you want to try to defend here, or do you want to kind of get into the woods, hoping to use that as a cover?
I say get into the woods, use it as a cover, and whatever we heard, no, we didn't.
Sure. That's what the leader thinks. I will gladly follow that.
There's no need to have an unnecessary fight if we can get away from it. It's not our main goal.
That's why Bob and Bill are out. They are distractions.
Wait,
Bob
Bob.
and Bill are great distractions.
Do I know Bob?
You know, he did do that job with us a few months ago. You know, the one that, that he kind of got shot to a crisp.
Oh yeah, he wasn't coming back, but then he came back.
Yeah, so, you know, I just took the liberty, you know, and I didn't want it to go to waste. You know, I thought he still had some great adventuring left in him. After he shot, of course.
Alright, well, you guys are going into the forest, and at this point, I think we can go ahead and pull up our map for the evening. It's going to be quite a bigger map than we were used to, so we'll take it little by little. Viewers, we're going to go ahead and get the map set up, give us a few moments, and we'll cut and bring you right back when we're ready. And we are back. So here is our map for the evening. It's going to be a traversal through a very tightly packed forest. As you guys can see, I do have shadow effect in there, so you can kind of tell how cagey it is, how tight it is. The deep snow here, the snow here is much deeper than it was on your travel up. It's compacted here, and so if a fight were to break out, any movement per square would be 10 feet rather than 5 feet, except for Bales, who is wearing snowshoes. Then your movement is normal. However, there are some sections in the map that have deeper snow, and they will be visualized differently on the ground. You can actually see some at the top, in the top of the visual range that you guys have right now, at the top right.
Gotcha.
That's going to be 15 feet of movement per square you move for the three of you. And for Bales, because you have snowshoes, that's going to be the 10 feet for you in those sections.
Gotcha.
So, you guys are looking to find your way through this to get to the ruin site. The hunters had told you at the end of this is where they found the ruins. They had to pass through here to get it. They did not intend to pass through here, but something got them off course of their original travel, and they got stuck in here anyway, and got a little bit turned around. And that's how they even found the ruins to begin with. So, this is the immediate area where you have entered in, and you guys can begin your trek forward. And there will be split patterns, there'll be ways that this, kind of tapers off. It's almost like a maze in here. So if you guys all want to traverse forward, you can. And then if anyone wants to take a look around, they can at that point as well. If you guys think you would be in any sort of specific line pattern, like a marching order, please put yourselves in that order as well, whenever key moments might happen.
Just because of the shoes and everything, I have a feeling that Bales is probably in front.
I'd imagine.
If not, he would be really quick.
And I'm going to bring up the interesting factor of Minotaur hooves trying to fit in snowshoes. Would they stay on? I'm not going to make you have a
I can imagine he, got some rope and tied him to him. Right.
It's just an interesting picture.
I got custom-made shoes. Why are you judging?
He got custom-made shoes that look like human feet.
No, I imagine them being they're just extra large, horseshoes. So, you can just, nail them in practically like they do with horseshoes. But, instead of just a normal horseshoe shape, it's just a full no shoe.
Alright, so I'll take front lead then.
Okay.
There you are.
Move one more up because I'd be right behind you.
Gotcha. I still have a... Yeah, that makes sense because I gotta make sure I have more movement than you guys.
You got my thralls ready?
Actually, no. I don't have thralls ready on this. That's a thing that I should do. Shouldn't I?
What's the max that you can create?
Say what?
What's the max amount of thralls that you can create?
I can create 3 per round.
Next thing you know, there's just 30 wandering around the map. Well, not wandering, it's sitting around the map. Just makes me think of like a scene in Police Academy where it's like, where the enemy is trying to attack them and
Alright.
he's attacking them, but not doing anything.
If we need to talk to one of these things, just hold them for a second so I can try to get them to slow down. Because they seem quick. Too fast for my aching bones.
Okay. I'm just gonna lay a bunch of thralls here as a precaution, just in case you need them. But I'm assuming you guys are gonna start your trek forward.
I create a thrall.
You're looking to just kind of have them laid around.
I'm going to create 4 squares in front of base character. Bales.
Okay. Let me get a bunch
To the right. I'm placing 1 out on the board for now.
Then as soon as it's placed, giant arm swipes and knocks it out. Well, we know where not to go now.
Yeah, I know. Jim is a great test dummy.
There you
Does
go.
he do carriage safety?
There's one.
Does he
so
what?
Far.
Do carriage safety?
You know, he has been used in carriage safety features before. Testing the survivability of, crashes and etc. Jim has gotten some pretty good gold worth out of him.
The real question is, what's the greatest airtime he's ever gotten?
Oh, I think I've clocked him at about 5 seconds or so of just pure airtime. He landed in a tree. It was quite impressive.
Okay. Is that where you wanted it?
No.
Okay, you should be.
30. Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
hi, Jim.
So there's that. Alright, you guys can go ahead and march forward an appropriate amount of spaces.
Just stay there, Jim.
I'm just gonna move 2 spaces.
That'd be pretty funny.
I probably should be able to move 2 spaces, I would say.
What do you mean? They do talk to me. The voices in my head.
Honestly, I can only just see the dock zombies looking like the zombies from the Goon, just slackjaws.
Now, here's the thing. If he creates 5 of them, I just expect them all to look like the band of the Crash Test Dummies.
Alright, so as this point, you guys can kind of start to get the notion that there's some separation here. There's some alternate directions that you could potentially be going. You do see there's a slight separation to the northeast area, and then directly ahead of you guys, and that's getting into some of the deeper snow. If you guys advance forward a little bit more, you'll start to see some other areas start to open up as well.
Continue to lead the way.
Move forward then. Slowly moving.
Now, if anyone wants to, at any point, they can say, "Hey, can I take a good look around? Can I take a moment or two to kind of scan the area? Just let me know."
I'd like to create another thrall, please.
I like to solve the puzzle. So say if we could just move slightly forward again, this is when I would try and do an in-depth look around, like see what I see before I get into the deep snow.
What do you
Oh,
see?
hi there, Norm. Norm used to be an adventurer like us, and then he took an arrow to the knee and then fell off a cliff.
Okay. So you have those spread out a little bit, which is good. So your gunnic goal is to like place them every once in a while, so almost like a head to kind of be cannon fodder. I guess you want to call that creature fodder.
Yeah. See if I go for it.
I like that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and you can determine when a minute passes by, and then I'll delete them in order.
Okay, yeah, because they last a minute, right?
They last 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay, well, time's a little bit loose here because you guys aren't in any kind of hard structure.
Can I take a look around while we're right here?
In this
I would say
specific-
same.
Yeah. Do you want to try to just get a general glance, or do you want to kind of get like a more specific glance of like seeing if you see wildlife or something?
Wildlife.
Okay, so go ahead, do survival.
Gotcha.
I was gonna look into the tracks, like the deeper snow in front of me, and see if there's any tracks or anything.
Nice. Alright. That
Shift it,
is going to be... Let me bring up my stats. That's not my stats. There's my stats. Alright. With that... That's a 17 total. Is that a success?
Yeah. So 17.
So, wait. Before you do that, I'm going to use my ability of natural orientation or natural orienting, which gives me anytime I get a success for tracking or survival, I get, instead of a success, it's a critical success.
Perfect. That's great. So, in this area, in looking around, it kind of getting a gauge of where you're at. Tracking any kind of creatures you might see. Anybody else who doesn't have natural orienteering would kind of get the notion there's not that much animal life in here. You're just not seeing much evidence. You're not seeing. Usually trees have like scratch patterns because large creatures like bears and whatnot like to get use them to scratching, almost like a scratching post. Deer, caribou, they use trees and stuff like that to and even rocks to scrape off parts of their antlers that might be hurting or might need to come off, like when they're in velvet or whatever at the end of the season. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing evidence of small creatures making any homes here. No nests. No things of that. It's eerily empty. But one thing you do notice, and this is going to be, it's almost imperceptible. You notice variations in the snow. Mostly it's pretty uniform through here, the depth. Here and there, you can see a little bit of, like a game trail. Little parts of the snow where they're dipped a little bit. Where like something was there and then left real quick and now the snow has caved in slightly. Or a moment where something had moved through real quick. It's not often that you see it. But you're starting to get a notion of this in certain places. particularly in the really deep snow area to your to the east, I guess you could call it.
Gotcha.
And that's where it starts to stick out.
It starts to what?
That's where those visuals start to stick out, where you're starting to really notice the difference in the snow is in that area.
Gotcha. I'm gonna look to Iroot and the group and say either something likes to make snow angels or there's something moving along the snow. And they seem to get more and more abrupt, and if we keep heading east, so I would say we go south.
If that's the case, then I trust what you're seeing.
Okay. Is you guys' plan to go straight down through that little tiny gap that Doc is at, or go around the bigger gap through the deeper snow?
I'll go through that little tiny gap. This place is large enough, still enough for me to go through, so it shouldn't be a problem. Five, 10. I'll go 15 just to make sure. And I tell the others, yeah, there's a big enough gap down here for us to keep on going down.
Yeah, it definitely starts to widen up slightly in this area. Okay. So now you have a new split. Do you go in the deep snow or do you go in the light snow?
Oh, why did I go that way?
Actually, you guys technically have 3 different ways you can
That's
go.
where you are. I don't know if I would see it if I didn't see anything going. Would that be north? If the orientation is correct. If I didn't see anything going up, then I would have followed Bales.
Gotcha. Okay. So at this point, you guys can either go down this way, you can trek this way, or you can trek that direction. It's kind of up to you which direction you'd like to go.
Which seems more abrupt, like the other snow on the east?
What's that?
Which one seemed like the snow from the east? Like the one that seemed more abrupt, like something kept on popping out.
I can keep your roll a little bit through here, because I'm sure you're still kind of actively tracking some stuff. Looks to be that you're kind of seeing evidence of this anomaly on every path at this point.
Damn it. Whatever likes to hide in the snow, this place is probably its own hunting little ground. So it's probably been around this forest. But I would say, let's keep on heading south.
Okay, do you guys want to be separated a little bit, or do you want to try to clump back together in a line?
I wouldn't say so much clumping.
Yeah.
I would say close, but not like on top of each other.
I'll move two more spaces, one space down, then down diagonally, just so I can give these guys a little bit of room.
Alright, so, at this point, is anyone wanting to stop anywhere to take another look around? If not, keep moving with whatever direction you guys want to go. That way we can kind of keep things moving a little bit.
If we stay away from the deep snow, that's probably easier for the rest of us, but that's up to you. Bales, unless you see something.
I'll roll again to see if I do.
What do you say? It's been a minute by this point.
I'll give you a little bit longer if you want. In a couple of seconds.
Then I'm going to create one more thrall then.
Okay. Alright, I don't know if that's where you want it or not, but... Ah, okay. Alright, and are you doing, still want to do survival, or do you want to do perception here?
I'll do survival.
Okay, go ahead.
That's 25.
25? Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
Critical success with the natural.
oh yeah. So yet again, you guys are seeing the evidence, or you are seeing the evidence of something that's been moving around the area. But unlike what you saw up in the top area, it seems that the movements, the slight variations in snow here, are much more recent. Maybe not within like the last, 15, 20 minutes, but definitely not days old or hours old like the other one. This is within the last hour or two you've seen movement going on in this area.
And how does I'm looking directly south, right?
Yes, and both sides. Both the area with the super deep snow and the area with the lesser deep snow. That's where you're seeing the variation moving in both sides.
I tell this to the group. So we got two paths. The zombie over there doesn't seem like it's been attacked. So we can either head east at this point or keep going south.
If you keep going south, I will go over to the east here.
Gotcha.
See if I see anything over there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, put your choice
I'm-
where you think you want to go, and then we'll adjudicate from there.
I am going to move only 2 steps down.
I am going to go slightly over towards this thrall. Just to try and get an idea over here.
Okay. Well, Bales, you can see that the one section, this is going to be easy for you to see, you've got dark vision. The area where you're going towards leads to almost like a dead end. Although, you'll notice slightly there might be a cliff that you can climb down to get a little bit further. So you're not completely stuck if you go down to the lesser snow area. And then on the deeper snow area, you can see that it does continue on. So it's kind of up to you which direction you think would be best for everyone to go.
Gotcha.
As for Ironroot, you're kind of hanging out in that area.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to get a general look around with perception, or do you want to try to do what Bales is doing and track animal stuff with survival?
I want to do a general look around.
Okay, go ahead and do a perception roll for me.
That is a 12 plus 8 for dirty 20.
20, okay, yeah. So one thing that you can see through here is kind of aided by Bales pointing something out. You can also see some moments where the snow isn't quite even. If you hadn't known what he was talking about, you wouldn't know this is traversal, but it looks like something's moving underneath the snow, like trying to remain hidden in the snow. but without being able to see much further, you can't see where it trails off. It does end up going a bit further into. You can kind of see it trailing off this. Actually, I'll bring a pen. And then, so you can see this trail kind of start heading off in this direction, but after your vision ends, it's kind of difficult to see.
Gotcha.
And then, I'm assuming that the switch was one thrall ending and then creating a new one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense to me. I was gonna say it'd probably be about a minute by now. Good catch, thank you.
Yep.
All right, you two, or four. What do you guys want to do at this point? You got options.
I'm gonna move down a little further. See what I see.
Okay.
So by this point, this thrall was going to get replaced.
All right. Do a perception roll for me. Oh, that's not good.
So I have +8. And that's 5 + 8 for 13.
Oh, okay. Well, you're kind of seeing more of the same at this point. Nothing really majorly off or different or anything like that. It's just, it looks like there's a game trail that moves through here at some point. You're having a hard time gauging how old you think it is, but it looks like it's only the one pathway. It doesn't look like it's anything that went one way and came back another. So it's either something that had gone away from you, or something that had come through here in your direction much earlier.
I'm gonna yell to the other guys that I'm looking at a cliff. Does the cliff look like it leads somewhere?
It does. There's you can tell there's more space beyond it. You can see tree line beyond it. So it looks like the elevation shifts here, and it just dips down. The dip is about a 30-foot drop.
I tell the others this.
Do I see a cliff too? Or no?
Yeah, you can see cliffs on both sides of you, technically.
Alright, now this cliff, is it to the left of me or to the south of me? To the west. Yeah, sorry.
So from where you're looking, I'm imagining that the top of the map is north, bottom is south, obviously. And then looking at this, you guys are on the western edge. The east is... So, like... let's see if I can make this make sense. Where would you guys all be able to see this? So...
Oh, wow.
East... and, west.
While this is going on, I'd like to cast one spell really quick.
Sure, what would you like to use?
A light spell. It's up my
Bombology.
roll to the bottom right.
Okay. Let's see. The one that's down by Vales?
Yeah,
Or
the
not
one
Vales,
that's
Iron
farthest. The one that's farthest off to the right.
Okay. Let me give this...
This one.
Okay, thank you. You're putting light on it, you said?
Yeah.
How far does that go out?
Range is 120 with a 20-foot radius, with dim light an extra 20 feet after that.
40 feet. I think.
Alright, so
Would
bright for 20
work.
and dim for 20. I can do that.
And see if I can ring the dinner bell. Like an anglerfish.
There we go. You guys might all need to have visual on this as well. Does that change visual perception for you guys? Does that change anything on the map?
Only slightly.
Okay.
Change it for me.
I bet I can make
I'm gonna go down to south
How
2
about that?
spaces.
Dead end.
Okay.
You cannot see Jay.
That's because I'm slightly going down.
Are you yelling timber?
No, don't even start with that.
Alrighty. You said you're gonna move a little bit down. You're going down to the deeper snow.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. Let's see here.
Hey, I see you.
Alright, and you know, Lelion, I really haven't been checking on you. Are you just kind of hanging out in the periphery, kind of gauging the scene, seeing, you know, making sure everyone's okay and yourself you're okay?
Yeah, I'm not gonna venture too far away from Iron Root, but I also want to make sure I can still see Bales.
Okay. Perfect.
Because splitting up seems not a good
Bad?
idea. Yeah.
I thought we could, meet back up. And he continued. I can kind of see him, so he continued venturing west. Meanwhile, I have a cliff here. So you don't know.
He's
Well-
making a U-turn while we're like taking a right.
I'm gonna go back up. I'm just checking out what's down on here. Hopefully, it's not my death.
Yeah, give me one moment. My map decided to go black for a second.
Gotcha.
Let me fix it.
Make sure your body is able to be found if you die.
Put a stick with a flag on it, or some sort of cloth, so that way it's up high, and your body will be well preserved.
Okay.
It is cold enough here.
So, Bales, you're down here taking a look around. Since you've been tracking for a little bit and you kind of already know what you're looking for, give me a general perception to see if you can gauge it further.
Alright. Alright, gonna use my hero point for this. Way better. Alright, so that's gonna be 23.
23?
Yeah, I rolled a 16 plus 7, 23.
Okay, cool. So yeah, looking on this area, you can kind of see more of the same, except the one thing you can tell is that down in this area around here, it's a bit newer. The movements you're seeing. Up there, it looked like within the last hour. Down here, looks relatively recent.
Oh, hell no. I'm going back up. Screw it.
Okay. How far are you moving?
I still got the freaking snowshoes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, I'm going to tell you, everyone down there is those tracks are, if you go down and then towards the west, there's newer tracks. So I would say don't go down that way. Just keep moving.
Okay. Let's see. Is that all that you moved from the area down there? Or did you move
Uh,
twice?
No, I just moved the 5 times because of the 25.
Okay. 10, 25. Yeah, you've got plenty of move on that catty corner there, because we only do catty corners are even 5 feet. It's not the other. Every other is 5 and 10.
Yep.
Well, which direction are you guys wanting to go?
If Bales is coming back up, I'm gonna continue going down. Would I be able to make it 3 spots? Yeah, I should be able to. 75 feet of movement.
Each square is 10 feet of movement for you. Alright, let's see here. Now, where you just were, looking around, you are going to be able to see something different. Looking down over the cliff, you'd be able to see that there is a crevice inside of that cliff face, like a cave opening or some kind of situation like that. But over here, you kind of realize that you're just on an open cliff face with kind of all the way around. You can see it circles all the way around you, and so you're kind of off in a difficult position on your own.
Hope I don't get attacked.
Yeah, hopefully you don't. Let's see. So at this point, are you looking to kind of get another gauge around the area, or
Gauge around the area, as well as, since I'm probably seeing the edge of this cliff face, what seems to be an area that is either A, traverse lot to get down, or B, seems like we can travel through there and not give away the fact that there might be some people coming to look and see what else is going on here.
From here, give me a perception roll here.
10 plus 8 for 18.
Oh, crap. Okay, well. Looking out over the edge of the cliff, you can see that almost any part of this would be relatively easy to traverse. It's not overly icy, it's not overly snowy, so you could climb down. Obviously, you have to do a little bit of effort to climb, but you could get down there. It's a 30-foot drop, almost all the way across this cliff line. But one other thing that you can hear is almost like the sound of rushing water off in the distance to the east.
I'm gonna move down 5 squares. 1 second. One,
Before you do,
2. Damn it!
something becomes noticeable. You can easily hear this. You're not going to have to do any kind of roll for this. You can hear the sound of shifting snow. You guys have ever heard what it sounds like when you start mixing it and compacting it? It has that slight grinding noise.
Gotcha.
You can hear that. And it's coming from an area where you just came from. And within a moment or two, you feel a slight shift directly behind you as the snow begins to move. And, whipping around, obviously, you're going to turn and check out the sound you're hearing. Turning, you can see the snow start to shift in forms like a set of appendages coming up and moving. In one moment, you see these very bright pinkish red what look like initially, rocks of some kind pop out of the snow for a second, and then go like this to move some snow to the side, and then slam down, and a thing begins to rise out of the snow.
Oh, damn it.
And you end up seeing a form that is roughly 8 feet tall, covered in stark white fur, with large, almost glowing red eyes, a mouth that's full of teeth, arms that are huge and hang down all the way almost to its shins, stubby-ish legs that seem quick moving despite its lumbersome size. And if anybody has done any reading, Liliana, you might have done some reading in your past about this. This distinctly looks like what rumors are to be a Yeti. And the moment it pops out of the snow, because you are kind of in the back on your own, Bales, it sees you as an immediate threat to its territory, and it sees you as the odd one out. So it goes to a swipe on you.
Gotcha.
Before it can... we are going to go ahead and roll initiative, because there's might be a moment you guys can react to this sooner. Ironroot, you're far enough down, you'd be able to hear the commotion, and so you could definitely join in this as well. You're not going to be blind to it.
Not bad.
I was gonna say, Bales, I think, is barely out of my perception, but he's right next to a thrall that is... I can see the thrall a little bit.
Alright, one moment. Here. Get this all put together. Alright, Liliana, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 15 plus 9, so 24.
Doc, what'd you roll?
19 plus 10 for 29.
Ironroot.
I thought I was gonna be higher. 13 plus 8 for a... Hold on now. 21. Hey, I can do math.
And fails.
The hyena says I can do math. Alright, so 15 rolled, plus 7, 22.
22. Alright. So in this, we are going to have the Yeti first, then Doc, then Liliana, then Bales, then Ironroot. Let me go ahead and get my map double checked, because it keeps blacking out on me. Give me one moment, and we will cut for a second and come right back. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
It's better that I get attacked than the others, because I'm just imagining the damage this thing can do.
Alright, I'm going to take the opportunity to go potty too.
Oh, you're all going potty. Oh, look who couldn't hold it, huh? Well, at least, Blake, you got one of your thalls right next to me.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cast the slow spell on it.
And I'm back. Also, I feel like I have the perfect shirt for what we were talking about earlier. Back to the Future.
Actually, I'm just gonna do dead weight first.
I will say I did go to Halloween Horror Nights. What was that? Oh wow, it's going on 2 years now. It was fun. It gets hot in Florida.
Oh, no doubt.
There was no shade set up for us waiting to get into Halloween Horror Nights early. Like I said, I did not realize on Roll20 that you can change the orientation of your character. I guess that's if like sightlines are gonna be a big thing.
Okie dokie. I'm buying.
All right, back to where we were.
Let's see.
No.
Something up once. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Okay.
And this is where we die.
Yeah, these things are a little rough, I'll tell you that, but so I kind of wanted to break it up a little bit.
Well, playtest was fun.
Okay. Drink first and get into this.
There's a small costume change mid
Hit break.
yeah.
Alright. And here we are. The Yeti gets to go first on his attack, and he is going to immediately go for a swipe of his claws at Bales. And let's see. That is going to be 19 plus 15.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, I can't.
Let's see. Roll his damage on there. And that is 4 and 4 plus 5. So, 13 slashing damage.
Gotcha.
And he has a unique ability. When he hits someone in the first round of combat, and he was hidden beforehand, any other creature that's within 30 feet of it that witnesses it, you need to make a will saving throw.
Gotcha.
I think Iron Group are outside of that range. So, Bales, Liliana, and Doc, will saving throw.
Just a little outside of range.
Nice. Alright, that's 19 plus. What is my will? Uh, 9, so 28.
28, okay.
Doc is 11 plus 12 for 23.
Perfect. Okay, Liliana.
Okay, I am going to trace.
Hold on. What's your saving throw?
Oh, sorry. What one was it? I'm sorry.
Will save.
Will.
Oh, geez, not good. I got a 5 plus 11, so 16.
16, that is a failure. So seeing this creature rising up out of the snow and immediately towering over your friend, who's even big by your standards, by anyone's standards, this thing is bigger than even Bale's, and watching him get eviscerated with a claw, it's scary. This thing is terrifying. And so at this moment, you are frightened 2. And so you have the frightened 2 condition. So what that means is all of your checks and saves have a -2 penalty. At the end of your turn, you decrease it by 1. And so next turn you'll be frightened 1, so it's -1 save to all -1 penalty to all checks and saves, and then your next turn you're fine.
Alright.
Righty. So he's got 2 more actions to take, and he is going to try to attack Bales again.
Gotcha.
That is a 15 plus 15 for 30.
Yep.
That's low damage. Actually, no, that's a 0. Well, that means 10. So, 10, 11, 16 slashing. But its claws have the rend trait. So that means whenever you get hit more than once on the same enemy by this creature's attacks, you get the damage die done to you again.
Gotcha.
And that's going to be an additional 15.
Alright. So 31 damage total.
Correct. And then he is going to stride slightly. Now, let me see something. You do not have reactive strike, do you?
1 second, I'm checking. Because I might have something, but not a reactive strike. I have... Nope, I don't have that.
So you can't get him as he walks away. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I already moved it. It's fine. I didn't want him to go that far. I want him to go less distance, but it's fine. I'm not gonna cheese it. So, Doc, it is your turn.
And that sprite is running away and I can't even do anything about it. 1. Alright, this changes in plans, but that's fine. 1, 2. Duckety boo. I see you. Okay, I'm getting kind of slow on him.
Ooh, okay.
Need to make a fortitude save.
Oh my god. That is a 2 plus 15 for 17.
Alright, so that is... What's the condition for a crit fail?
10 below your target.
Oh, darn. Alright, so that's just a regular fail. So he slowed 1 for a minute. So he loses 1 action per round, is from what I take it.
Use value, actions reduce number. Yeah, so he loses 1 action per round. That's good, though. That's a lot. Oh. You know what? That rend ability was an action on its own, so he wouldn't have been able to move. So he's still here.
Oh, if he's still there, then I'm
You could have moved back, yeah, if you want to.
still back.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Don't
you're
worry.
good.
I want to make sure I'm not cheating.
If that's the case, can we? I would have used a different
That's
thing.
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
So it would have been still a fortitude save, but it's just a different thing. I'm casting dead weight and sending the thrall at him.
Go, zombie, go.
So the zombie all of a sudden leaps at this Yeti and starts to give it a big ol' hug and then fuse into it.
Okay. I'll allow that fail from the 4 to go through.
Okay, so the target is immobilized.
Oh, so it cannot move. Wow. Okay.
I don't know if the success portion also does anything. Probably not. Like if it stacks. Not sure.
No, just the immobilized.
Okay. So yeah, it's immobilized.
Has to use an action to try to escape.
And it has to go against my spell save.
What check would that be?
It'd be a fortify
Athletics.
fortitude or athletics, yeah. That's it.
Okay.
It's athletics versus my spell save.
That's gonna be fun. Alright. You still have an action left.
Or then I'm going to create another thrall.
Okay. Grab something for you. I don't know where you want it, so I'm just gonna put it
It's gonna go right behind him. It's gonna go right behind the Yeti from Doc's point of view. And technically, would that make him flanked?
I think,
If anyone
yeah, I
hasn't.
think the thralls do count for that. I think. I have to double check the rulings on it since they're not companion, but let's
Just as I thought. But that's Doc's turn. Doc, what can we do?
okay, so next we're gonna have Lillian.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to move my 40 movement
And yes, they
And
can be used
get-
for flanking.
What?
The thralls can be used for flanking purposes if you guys need to.
And I move right next to Bales. And because I landed right next to Bales, who is bearing one of my runes, I'm going to use my feat, Artist Attendance, and I get to trace a rune on a creature adjacent to me.
Nice.
And I'm going to trace Ranshu, Rune of Thunder, on the Yeti.
On the Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if I left it on there, if it doesn't move during its turn, it would take a D4 of damage. But so reading this, it seems like it doesn't cost me anything to trace it, correct? I just can.
With your feet, the artist's attendance. So it's
Yes.
2 actions to use Artist Attendance, and then you stride twice. If you end your movement within reach of a creature that is bearing one of your runes, you can trace a rune upon any creature adjacent to you. So the trace doesn't cost an action in of itself. It's part of the Artist Attendance 2 action.
Okay. So then I'm gonna invoke it.
Yeah. All right.
And it does it normally at level 1 it does 2d6 of electric damage, but since we are level 5 and it increases by 2, right? Every 2 levels it does 2. That's what it says. Level plus 2. So it would increase at 3rd level and 5th level. The damage die.
Oh, that's a lot of damage then. Well, it's a good bit, I should say.
It's on the next. So it's on 21, and
yeah.
the height is on 22.
They should have put this all on one page for that.
Yeah.
Thing. Okay, yeah. So every 2 levels after first, it gains an extra 2d6.
So that's 66 of electric damage with a basic fortitude save.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That's 3 plus 15 for 18.
Okay, so yeah, that failed because my DC is 21. Yeah, 21. Come on, big numbers.
Bunch of 6s.
10, 20, 22.
22. All right. Okay, yeah. Lightning comes bursting off of it. It roars, stares at you like it wants to get you now. Its eyes are on you. Alright. Bales. After getting roughed up a little bit, it's on you now. Wait, it's next
Alright.
to you.
So I am going to activate my ability Taunt.
Okay, that's gonna force it to look at you again, probably. So does it have to do it? Yes, it has to make a
Will save.
will save. Is that its lowest one? No.
He's got to beat my 21.
10 plus 13, so 23.
Mm.
Damn it.
Alright, does it get anything on a success still, though? Yeah, it does. It does still have something that happens on a success. It only it's only a critical success that nothing happens.
I'm guessing it halves it, but that's just a wild guess.
Oh, so until the beginning of your next turn, the creature you tried to taunt gains a +2 circumstance bonus to attack rolls.
Against
That's
me.
you.
But takes a -1 if it attacks other people.
Yeah. So it's get boosted to attack you, but well, it doesn't take its eyes off you. It's still staring at Liliana. She did electrical damage. Like she hit it pretty good, so it's not happy.
Yeah, but it still works out for me for other stuff. Trust me.
I mean,
If you look at what my character's set up for, this is the perfect scenario for him.
absolutely, yeah, that -1, like people sometimes sleep on -1 or you know a minus or +1 or 2. Like those can make a big difference. All right, you got 2 actions left. What you doing?
I'm gonna beat it in the head with my freaking hammer.
Go for it.
Alright, 1 second. Yes. All right. That is going to be. Da, 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 da. 13 plus 12, which is 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
And that is going to be 2d8s. And. Nice. 8. Plus, damn it. Going down. There we go. Plus 7. That's going to be 15. Plus 4. That's going to be 19 damage.
Oh, and don't forget, his weapon is etched with the rune that gives him one bludgeoning splash damage per damage die. So that should be you. Yep.
So that's 30.
So 21.
Oh, wait, 21. Okay. Math. Okay. Ooh.
And does that make yeah, because it's being flanked now too.
Yeah, so it does have a minus to its off guard, so it has a minus 2 to its AC. Alright, you got an action left.
Yes, I do. I am going to raise shield at this point.
Okay. Fair enough. I think we are at Iron Root. Kind of far off.
I will say I don't know how this is gonna work because he just raised his shield. But I was going to try to use one of my tactics. I was gonna move 2 squares, so 10 feet, for one of my actions, and then use. I just looked away from it, of course. Strike hard. Command an ally to attack. Choose a squad mate who can see or hear your signal. And since I moved to there, I am in sightline with Bales, and I can cause him to have a reaction to attack the Yeti.
Okay. So yeah, you go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Gotcha. That is 28.
How much?
28 to hit.
That is a hit.
Is it a critical hit?
Not quite a critical. Almost.
Dang. Alright, so 2d8. Nice. 8 plus 5. That's gonna be 13. And then plus the 4, plus the 2. 19.
Jeez.
Also, so the splash damage, I would take it, and the thrall would take it too.
Okay.
But just not Bales. He's immune to it.
Okay. So mark your damage off the 2 for you as well, and then that roll on the other side of it.
4. It would be 4 total. For 1 for each damage die. If you hit him twice, that's 4.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
taking 4.
Yeah, I'm taking 4.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Good catch. Alright, that was a hard rough. That was rough. Alright, I think you got an action left there, Iron Root.
No. Strike hard is 2 actions, and movement was 1, so that's my turn.
I didn't realize you moved. My mistake.
I had to move 10 feet in order to be within vision of Bales.
Yeah, this ain't looking good for it.
It wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. It is going to.
It's also slowed. Oh wait, yeah, slowed, so it's immobile, so it's gotta
No,
break that hold.
immobilized.
Yeah,
It's immobilized.
it's gonna rage.
Escape. Yeah, it's gonna try to escape the athletics check.
Okay.
8 plus 14. 24.
The 22, but yes, it still succeeds by 1.
Did I do that wrong?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the penalty.
8 plus 14 is.
Yeah, it doesn't have to take a penalty on something.
Yes, any DCs or actions because of my taunt.
Yeah.
I'll say 8 plus 14 is also 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my math wrong. So
I'm not the only one.
20. So that's 20.
20 fails.
Alright, so he is stuck.
He's rage. Go ahead, rage, you giant monkey.
Let's see. Trait. Does that have the move? Yeah, he can't move. Let's see. Think he can do much of anything.
No.
Well, he can attack. That's about all he can do.
The predator has become the prey.
Yeah. He's not in a happy position. His goal is attack and then run away, and he cannot do that. So the only thing he can do is he wasted an action trying to escape. He's going to attack Liliana.
He's gonna take a -1, but go ahead and try to do it. Let's see if he lands the hit.
13 plus 15 for 28. Actually, no, go -2, so 26.
Yeah, no, that still hits.
I activate my ability, intercept strike.
So you're taking the damage.
I take the damage, but I gain resistance to all damage against triggering damage 2 plus my level, so -7 damage.
So that's 17 damage, so 10 to you.
Yay!
Um,
I love the pain.
This is not going well for this Yeti.
He's just like, what the heck? To him, he probably just saw a cow and thought I can kill it.
Yeah, I know, right? The only thing he can really try to do is to attack again. So he will go after Liliana again.
I can't. I can only do the interception thing once.
Roll low.
That's how I fail. 2 plus
Yeah, but
15, so 17.
Nope.
Technically it's 15.
Nope.
Yeah.
Your class is 22.
Yep, he doesn't. That's it.
do you mock it, Liliana? Do you mock the Yeti?
Half its size. No, I'm not gonna mock it. I'm also I'm still frightened.
You're still,
Does that make a difference?
You're
Frightened 2.
at
I'm
this
frightened
point.
1.
So that's a -1 to all checks and saves
Okay.
for this round. Which doesn't matter because
Probably gonna
saves
die in
don't
the
matter
next
because that's
round.
unique to you, but for an attack, a strike is still a check. Right, Doc, your turn.
Alrighty, so I'm going to create another thrall and send it at it again. Doing dead weight because the other thing I was going to do, my other thrall died, so I can't do that.
Okay.
So I will just create the thrall and throw him at him again.
And that's 4.
Go get him, Bob. Yep, fortitude save.
Alright. 8 plus 15 minus... No minuses. It's not against anyone else. So 8 plus 15.
And remember, this thing has a -1 on its DCs.
Oh, that's right, from your taunt.
Even if I even if I lose, I win.
This Yeti is having
Takes
a really
hostile
bad time.
action. So as of right now, it's just the 8 plus 15. So was it 23?
23 succeeds, but it still will make it so he has a 10-foot minus penalty to its speed.
So even if he
Even with
somehow
this.
breaks out, he still has less movement.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah, that thing is
Christ.
screwed.
He's just locking it down. Alright, Liliana.
I'm going to trace a trill rune of fire on it.
Okay.
You're setting it on fire.
And then I'm going to invoke both the Atril rune of fire and then the Espedir rune of whetstones that I have on my dagger.
Alright.
So that would be 2 fortitude saves.
Jeez.
And remember, -1.
God. Alright, one is 3 plus 15 for 18 minus 1, so 17. The other one is a 5 plus 15 minus 1, so 19.
They both fail. That's my 21. So, and they're both 2d6. One is 2d6 slashing damage, and then one is 2d6 fire damage, but they both get heightened, so it's 6d6 fire and 6d6 slashing.
Jeez. Tell me which one you're doing first.
Fire will be first. So, 16 for fire damage.
Okay. As that fire starts to take hold, you notice it does a bit more damage than you think.
Ooh!
So it has a weakness. So how much was that again?
16.
So, yeah, it does have a weakness. Oh god. It's not faring very well now. Alright, do your slashing.
Alright. The essence of sharpness is released from my dagger, and it does 19 slashing damage.
Oh man, this thing is on the ropes. Oh my.
I'm not gonna lie, Abby. As soon as you said the essence of slashing, I almost just can see Liliana just pulling off a Sailor Moon pose and just say, "By the power of my sword."
King of the moon, I punish you!
As it just starts shaking the poor Yeti.
Alright. Well, it is very hurt. Bales, it's your turn.
All right, so I'm just gonna pretty much at this point. Can I apply that right now to do that max damage? Uh. Alright, so you know what? I'm just gonna go straight up for the attacks because even if I do this, it doesn't really affect it that much. So I'm just attacking.
Alrighty.
That's 28.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. That is 6 plus 7, plus my strength, plus the thing. That's 19 damage.
That's enough. What does it look like when you kill it?
I end up, actually, you know what? I end up using my hammer to break its freaking shins, and as it's like laying down on its bare back of it, on its back with its body on the snow, I end up taking my shield and end up crushing its throat through it as I'm trying to press the shield across its throat and severing it from the body to just decapitate the Yeti with my shield.
Ooh. Ugh. Alright.
I thought you were supposed to be a guardian, not a murderer.
It had a family. No.
Did it?
No. That you know of. Alright.
I mean,
You guys are out of the initiative order. Your foe is vanquished. Heartily.
Alright, just gonna say this above table. If you think I'm a murderer, that guy right over there literally accused like living people on a boat and just turned them into flesh pokeballs. Just stating that out there.
While he's saying that, I'm using my reaction to create a thrall out of the dead
Not
corpse.
Murder, it's recycling.
Yeah. It didn't use its corpse properly, so I'm using it instead.
So,
I said it from the
is it
beginning.
recycling or upcycling?
Okay. Well, you guys are free to begin to further explore the area.
I'm taking the Yeti head.
Can't now.
Damn it!
Yep.
It's just standing there.
It's a thrall, son.
I thought you just made the dead the body. That's why I separated it with the shield.
Needs the head. Takes it all.
Right.
I don't waste.
You guys have the notion that the only way forward is really kind of just to climb down. You guys have to go down the cliff.
Alright.
So, you guys can pick a section where you think is best, and we will get you guys down the cliff.
Well, there should be no more Yetis, so we're free to explore the forest.
I'm gonna go down the
healing.
cliff.
Does anyone need healing?
This guy.
You say.
This guy.
It seems like you shouldn't have said that.
That sounds like a challenge.
You said it didn't have a family.
I could be lying. Why would I tell you? There's way more enemies around here.
Because you feel bad for the Yeti.
I do. That thing got beat up hard.
It pretty much just ran up and hit me over the back of the head.
Yeah. It was pretty rude.
Anyway, so where do you guys want to try climbing down at? Do you want to search for an area further down? Do you want to do this area where you're at?
First,
Before we climb down, I'm going to use a level 1 spell slot and cast Soothe on the one who took the most damage. Tried to
me?
take my thrall as a prize. So consider this me being nice. You get 9 plus 4 hit points. So 13 hit points. And you gain a plus 2 status bonus to saves against mental effects for 1 minute. As I cast
Wow.
Soothe. Give you a good back rub with some
No,
ham that I have in my bag.
no, I automatically reject that. Full on reject the back, the massage. No one needs
What?
that right now.
I'm just trying to give you a hand.
Alright, so where do you guys want to do this at? Do you want to go near the cave you can see below you, or go an opposite direction away from the cave? Because there's a cave entrance right below, almost right below Iron Root.
Ironroot, do you want to check out the cave or do you want to check out this section? It's your call.
I mean, if you think going to the cave makes the most sense, for. I mean, what we're coming here to research, then let's go to the cave. Otherwise, we can venture out and down the other side of the cliff. I'm close to both, so.
Tell you guys, you can see that in the area right around the cave is all very deep snow. The area to the immediate east has a little bit of deep snow, and then it levels off. And, you guys can see that from your vantage point. And you guys now have realized this thing likes to hide in deep snow. So if there are more, I mean, choice is yours.
Do you want me to throw a light down there, or aka a thrall with a light on its head?
Yeah, I would say that's probably the smartest idea.
So was that like
I've cave.
this area?
Sure.
Is that where we're talking about, or is it somewhere else that I'm not seeing?
I say down there. I mean, I could crawl down either way. But
GM.
Come on.
I'm going this way.
Is it this area, or is it this area?
For what?
The like drop down that you're talking about.
Well, any point along this cliff is where you guys could go. You can climb at any point almost. That has an
Okay.
area.
there's also
the area that
over
has the cave
here is the
directly
cave.
south of. You can see the entrance of it 3 spaces down from where Bales is.
Oh, that's a drop down. For some reason, I was thinking like it was up. I thought it was more to the right. I gotcha now. So, like, we can look over this area in front, like, in
Yeah.
this area, right?
Yeah, you can see down below you.
Okay. I'm gonna drop a thrall with the light on its head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we gonna go spelunking?
Go plop.
Let's see.
Lilian, are you coming?
Oh, yeah.
Change that. Just do that. And light.
And the one that I use, the thrall that I use is our new friend,
Yeah.
The Yeti.
the Yeti.
There we go.
I'll come up with a name for him later.
There's some light popping out on it.
He seems like a George to me.
So from your guys' vantage point, you can't quite see into the cave, but you can at least see there's a notion that there is a cave entrance there. However, looking down now, this is going to be easy for you all to see. the snow is very much disturbed around the entrance of it. And recently, too, you can see fresh snow piles here and there, even some loose snow that's moved around. Giving the notion that it might have come from there. There might be more in there now. It just looks disturbed.
Just to make sure, we weren't here looking for Yetis, right?
No ruins.
Well, just remember what else was rumored to be living in this area.
The wolves.
Lycanthropes. Dire.
Ah, damn it.
I'm not saying there are, it's just a rumor.
That seems suspicious. You saying that seems suspicious.
Yeah.
That's
Is this night a
sus.
full moon?
Alright, so what would you guys like to do?
Don't be suspicious.
Do we want to go down the cave?
Send the zombie down the cave. Let's see if he comes back.
Can't move.
Can't.
Damn it.
I haven't worked
So-
out how to move their joints yet.
We can keep searching around, honestly, and see if we find something else.
Well, here's the thing. Either we go down the side wall of this cliff on the opposite side, or we go into the cave.
What?
Those are really the two options.
You still have to climb down to get to the cave.
Either
Well,
way, you have
do-
to climb down.
Do we want to know if there's something in the cave or not? Because I can do something that might draw it out. If that's what
Okay.
we want.
Giving it something to eat.
Well, I'm just going to give it a little bit of ringing the dinner bell, as they call it.
Give it a shot.
Just gonna move one space down. There we go.
Actually, hold on. Can't control the exact meaning business. Actually, I can't place this as I thought I did. As I thought it's just around me.
Well, I mean, you can live safe with the notion that you put a thrall right in the entranceway and nothing has happened to that yet, with a bright light on it.
That is true. Because all I was going to do is cast a musical accompaniment. But it looks like... What's weird is it doesn't say self, but it doesn't say, like, range either, so... Well, I guess it does say you're surrounded by orchestral music, so... never mind.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can probably keep safe with the notion that nothing has happened yet to that thing, and it's by itself at the edge of the mouth of a cave, so... Might be okay.
Alright. I'll take the chance. I'll go through the cave.
You're gonna climb down and go into it?
Yeah.
Do we need to go into it though? Like, we have some other job that we need to take care of.
We gotta climb down the other side.
Yeah, like, why don't we just leave them be?
Well, that's what I'm
Yetis are not
trying
our target.
I'll just
Then
leave
I would
the
say-
Yeti corpse for a little bit as a warning.
Okay.
Like, don't come after us.
Personally, I think we should just go at least down the
I'm
mountain.
climbing
So
down on the east.
personally, I think we should just climb down and get away from the cave. Then.
Well, yeah, that's what we're saying.
That's what I did.
That's what we're doing.
All right then. We are in agreement.
Alrighty. Let's see, why does this keep doing this? Alright, so you guys are all gonna climb down right about there?
Yeah.
Alright, so everyone climbing down, make an athletics check.
Oh, perfect. I'm great at this.
Bales, catch me. You said athletics.
Athletics.
Oh, look at me falling. Yep. That's exactly how I thought it would go.
29.
Okay.
I got 13 plus 8, so 21.
Before I say mine, I want to Doc gets.
What?
I just want to see what Doc Willem gets before I say mine.
That's a 8 plus 2 for a 10.
Okay.
Okay, so for someone who is very high in athletics, I'm not the lowest. That was a 3 plus 13 for 16.
Okay. Only one of you has anything bad happen.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, I wonder who.
Doc with I was looking for 15. And so as you begin your descent down, you do slip and fall.
Oh,
Can I-
shit.
Can I catch him?
Now there is.
He makes a thrall to land on.
Let's see. This is a reaction you can do. Grab an edge. Hands are not okay. So if you want, you can try either an acrobatics check or a reflex save, and see if you can grab a part to not fall all the way down.
I really should have had mountaineer training instead of naval training for this.
I don't know. I feel like that helped out the ships.
Well, mountaineering training would have given all of us 20 feet of climbing. Instead, I have naval training that's not even prepared, and, well, yeah.
None of you. We can't be experts. Can this. Are any of you experts in athletics by chance?
I am.
No.
You are?
I am.
Oh. I would like to use the keen follower what's it called? Keen follower feat that I have. That gives me a +3 circumstance bonus if the ally you are following is an expert.
Yeah. Yeah, if you went last, then yeah.
For sure. And that's gonna be a reflex save. So it goes from a +9 to a +12.
So
Okay,
wait, what
that's
was your original roll?
The original roll was it wouldn't been enough. It would still been too short.
Would it have been 14? Because if so, then that means that the expert was the one that rolled the lowest.
It would have been a 13. Unless I gave myself guidance, and then it would have been a 14. But that's fine. I do the reflex save. 15 plus 12, 27.
Yeah, easily doable. So halfway down, you guys see him careen down and grabs, and
Like-
you're able to
Like,
continue
oh
on.
shit, oh shit, oh shit.
You don't take any damage. You wouldn't have taken much anyway. Falling damage here is half the distance you fell, bludgeoning, but there's a bunch of snow. That would have even halved it further. So it'll have been like, what, 8?
Maybe I would have made a snowboard out of a thrall.
Alright, but you guys are easily able to get all the way to the bottom of the cliff, and This is where Ironroot, you had heard the sound of what sounded like rushing water. You can hear it even more now, and you guys all can hear it. You can hear moving water. Despite how cold it is, you can hear that there's moving water here.
I'm gonna move towards the sound of moving water.
And I do believe some of you might have actually been able to see it from your vantage point on top of the cliff right before descending down.
I'll move another 5 squares.
Yeah, you guys are in free form, so you can move wherever you think is necessary at this point. And it's at this point you can start to make the realization that no matter what, you're going to have to cross some water.
Fine.
There are ice chunks flowing in amongst the water as it goes. You guys can see, obviously there's nothing moving inside of the water. It is cold. And so you are going to have to try to make either a swim across it, or I think some of you might even be able to jump, try jumping.
I can definitely jump that.
I have an idea, but it's going to very much be a GM decision.
Are you just gonna ride on the shoulders of your freaking thrall?
No, I was going to make a bridge of thralls.
Oh my god!
I was just going to have them lay
water's a little
flat.
bit deeper than the thralls are.
No, I was going to literally,
Corpse bridge.
kind of, push them, one on top of another, push over, and make a bridge. And, have them tied together.
Well, they only last a minute, so I don't know
Okay,
if you have the time.
That's fine.
That sounds really
That's
funny,
agreeable.
though. I would love to see that.
He makes
Can
a
I-
partial bridge and then runs up and jumps off the edge of it.
Is it possible that I can throw Doc over the river?
No. Probably not.
Damn it.
Let's see.
I could do something else, but I don't think I would have that's actually set up to heighten it.
I'm probably gonna jump it.
I would try to jump it.
Okay, so a normal horizontal leap for you guys is 15 or 10 feet horizontally. This is about 15 feet wide. You can try a long jump to get across, which will be an athletics check to see if you can make it across. And you need to move at least 10 feet before you make your jump. I'm gonna say, with where you guys are, that's really deep snow. It's gonna be hard to get a good running jump for a long jump.
I will take my chances with the snowshoes that I have on.
Now, even for you, it's gonna be hard. You ever try walking or running in snowshoes?
That's fair.
But you guys can give it a try if you'd like.
I'm gonna give it a try.
I'll give it a try.
I'm gonna say
I
it's
feel like I might be able
possible,
to.
but it's gonna be a really high DC.
Gotcha. Yes! That's let me see. That's 29.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm upping the DC from what's listed in the book, just so you guys know, because of the difficulty of where you're traveling from. For Bales, yes, that is enough, so you can jump across.
Super Mario jump. Dun 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 dun. What the hell? I tell the others there's some cool stuff here that Liliana probably is gonna like.
I try to make the jump too,
Okay.
and that is, you said athletics?
Athletics.
18 plus 13 for a 31.
Yeah, you can make it across.
I just have the Super Mario, the Mario music of the boing.
Alright, Doc and Liliana, what are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna try to make the running jump, or are you gonna try to swim it?
I mean, I don't feel like it's possible for me to jump that far.
I have a rope. Oh wait, no, wait. I have a rope. If I can shoot my crossbow to that other tree and use my rope and tie it to this other tree next to it, you can just like climb the rope and just get across.
Oh, like a little bridge. Shimmy
Yep.
across. I'd allow that.
Shimmy.
If you can.
Thank you.
If you can hit the tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a check to hit the tree and sink it in deep enough and see if you can get a good shot. Find the
Well,
right
here's a second option.
Just-
If you can't hit the tree and the rope stays over there, then maybe they can find some way to secure it to the tree.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Alright, I'm shooting.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you do an attack roll. Just do perception to see if you can scout the best tree for it.
Alright then. That's gonna be a 14 plus 7, 21.
Yeah, you can find a tree that looks deep, looks good enough to shoot an arrow through. And so yeah, flunk, and it goes actually a good bit almost through the tree. You guys can see on your side a small bit of the tip poke out of the tree. And then you can find another one nearby you easily to tie it off very tightly. And you guys have a little bridge you can kind of like shimmy across.
Alright, which one of you guys are first to shimmy?
I will.
I'm only
Ladies
gonna
first.
have you do. Let's see. Let me look at it.
Would this be dexterity or?
It'd just be an athletics check, but a lower DC.
No, acrobatics for balance.
Oh,
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
Worse.
I am so glad I jumped instead of trying acrobatics.
Yes,
got-
acrobatics check for you too.
I'm just gonna try and jump. I have a better chance of jumping.
this
My acrobatics is 0. My athletics, I can use my keen follower feat at least.
What advice do you give to Doc to jump better, Iron Root?
I don't need advice. I literally am just able to see what he did, make a keen observation, and try to use that to my advantage.
Make sure you
And-
find a good place to plant and jump from. If you
I-
plant somewhere that is deep snow and you sink,
Well,
you're not making it.
you can't plant. You have a long jump requires you to have at least a 10-foot running start. That's why the check.
That's what I mean.
Because you're running
Yeah.
through deep
Well,
snow.
what I mean is the final step
Oh, the vault.
that you-
I get what you mean. I'm sorry.
jump off of. If you hit just a giant patch of snow that's deep, you're not gonna jump well. If you hit something that's like only like an inch of snow, that one little spot, then you can jump.
Wow, that's like
You can
way
just
better
make it.
advice
What's your
than what I was
advice?
gonna say. I was gonna just say use your
Oh,
glutes.
So I rolled a 15, and I get a cast guidance on myself. I said that I was going to. Cast guidance giving me an extra +1 bonus. So I run, I jump, I get a 15 on the die +6. Is going to be my total for a 21.
21.
If you end up in the water, don't die of hypothermia.
Okay. I was looking for 20. I raised it by 5.
Yeah.
You're fine. You make it across. Eliana, you jumping or are you gonna shimmy across the rope?
That is a spry old man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh. When I land, you just hear a pop. Oh, my back.
Well, my
You broke both his
acrobatics
ankles.
was a +2, but my athletics was a +8, so I'm gonna try and jump.
Oh.
Oh my god. I did nothing.
My acrobatics is a 0, so compared to my athletics, which is a +2.
Oh, I got a nat 20 +8 for 28.
Easily. You guys all jump across.
Does she do a
Yeah.
barrel
Risk
roll?
of falling into the water. You guys avoid the trap.
Does she do a barrel roll while midair because of that nat 20?
Sure. Whatever you want. Maybe she runs, jumps, and bounces off of the rope like they do that tightrope, like, jumping thing, and then down. Maybe you do that or something. I don't know.
Alright,
I give
I thought of some sort of cartoony where she jumps and then mid-air pauses and poses and then continues going.
10
Alright.
points.
Going with the whole Sailor
10
Moon
points
idea.
from the Minotaur.
Now,
Okay.
the first thing you guys can notice on this side of the the river is there are ruins. You guys see little bits of thing poking out from the ground. If you didn't know that's what you were here to look for, you wouldn't be able to assume this was anything but ruins. It would look like normal stone, but you have the foreknowledge that you're searching for ruins specifically, and that you should find them in this area. And so, yes, it's very obvious once you get to that area what you're looking at. After a few seconds, you kind of get the understanding of what those guys meant. It feels heavy here. Throughout your entire trek through this thicket of forest, it was dark. It's not what you're used to. It's the middle of the day, but it's dark down here. You knew you were being followed by something. This is different. This feels... It feels... Have you ever felt a drop in pressure right before a big storm hits? And you feel it
Yeah.
in your bones, and it feels like that. Like there's something that's just here, but you can't tell. It's not like a feeling of being watched or anything. It's just uncomfortable in the area. But before you guys get an opportunity to look any further, I think that what we should do is leave the investigation of this for next time. And so, I think right now, you guys have made it through the thicket of forest. You've survived. You killed the Yeti when it didn't. It wanted to attack and run, and you guys just held it in place and didn't let it move, which is great. That's a great tactic. You guys did an awesome job with that. I made this big old map for you to run around and have multiple little skirmishes in, and it wasn't needed. But you know what? This was a lot of fun to go through. I'm happy you guys guys did it. You guys are finally at the ruin, and so first and foremost, you can tick off your list that it exists. It's here. It's real. But the next thing is to start looking around it and seeing what's here. See if it's safe. See what might be here before a full archaeological team comes in. And so, yeah, next week we'll go ahead and get that started. And who knows? I think that might end up being our last session of this playtest. But tonight we're going to go ahead and end here. Brent?
I will say one thing. If that Yeti would have just run, it would have been fine. But no, attack and run? You're the aggressor. Get out of here. We're taking you out.
That's a good point. Alright.
Well, we probably gotta tell the freaking archaeological team that, there's gonna be Yeti attacks, and there's probably werewolves and direwolves up there, so you may want to cleanse the mountain before you fully go up there.
We'll say, it's kind of your job.
No, we were only tasked to find the ruins.
And then we get
Sure, there's
rehired
some
on
surrounding
to do
area.
that.
They can't send an archaeological team through there with danger. Kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Well, that's where we have to open up discussions on the new contract.
Hey,
Right.
hey. How much more are they gonna pay us?
Well, renegotiate when you get back. If you get back.
Blah, blah, blah.
Alrighty, but we're gonna end here tonight. Thanks, guys, for sticking with us, and thank you guys for sticking with us as we do this. This has been a lot of fun for us. I think we probably only have one more session of this. I don't think it should take you guys too terribly long to investigate the ruins. Depending, it could, but I doubt it. You guys handled this pretty quickly, so I think you'll be fine. But then after that, we'll take a small hiatus to do some other videos, and then we'll get back to our main campaign. But thanks, guys, for watching with us. And do you guys have anything to add before we sign off?
One little thing real quick. If we don't make it, we will certainly make it back. Because Doc Willem will make sure that we make it back. In body, at least.
That's true.
Trust me, I have a way to get out of here fast.
Alright, everyone. We're
But-
signing off for the evening. Were we gonna
Don't
say
forget to
something?
like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, guys. We're gonna get off here for tonight. Have a good night. We'll see you next time for the fun, hopefully, finale of the Impossible Playtest.
And don't forget to check out the other videos. They're already uploaded.
Yes.
Check out the Tavern Talks.
Check everything. We should get back to Tavern Talk eventually. Alright, guys. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Take care.